Yeah, yes, sir. Another edition of Coffee and Weed. We are Bizak. Coffee on deck. I gotta get my coffee a little hotter. I gotta get this coffee hot. We here. Beat. Salute, my brother. Salute. We in the building. We in the building. Coffee and Weed, another edition. Where we talk fight science, life science. We talk the science of science sometimes. We just talking the science. Got my coffee. My coffee is on deck. Hopefully everybody has their coffee. Okay. You know you need that. You need that stick. When you pull up with the stick. Have your stick ready to go. 5 minutes in, we like the sticks together. We have our coffee and we break down the breakdown. We talk about what we're going to talk about. Hopefully everybody's seen my other show today with Ian, the D, and the Me, breaking down the 48 laws of powers. Yes, sir. The talking is necessary. This is verbal kung fu, mental kung fu. We doing mental kung fu right here. Mental 52 blocks. That's right. You can't just be blocking up here. You gotta be blocking with the mental. You gotta be blocking with the spiritual. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because them ops are gonna come at you from all directions. They're gonna be coming in from all directions on you. So you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready to block them everywhere they come in. Like, nah, not in my house. As soon as they try to go up for that layup, not in my house. That's right. We blocking all nonsense. Mm-hmm. Get your coffee. Make sure the coffee is hot. Now, I can do a little cold coffee in the summertime, but I'm not a cold coffee man. Even when it's 100 degrees outside, I need my coffee hot. You know what I'm saying? I take my coffee like tea. Dink the professor. Wrenches up. Wrenches is in here. The wrenches is up. So any of them haters come up in here, Dink going to tighten you up. Wrenches is out. Bring the wrenches out. Uh-huh. You know we on deck. Even though I did that live today, I'm staying true to coffee and weed. This is good information right here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna chew it up. We're gonna talk all the talk. But what I really want to talk about, the true subject is the world needs mess ups. Now I'm saying mess ups because I'm trying not to curse too much, but F ups. The world preys on F ups. And we're gonna break that down, what that means in all ways, to your life, to your money, to you and your woman. We're gonna break all that down. They listen, all that, they want a good system, they want a better system, they don't want a better system. Better system means less money. They want to corrupt the system so they can get to the bag. Mm-hmm. Bringing it back, black mistakes. That's right. We're gonna talk about it. We getting close to that time, though. We getting close to that time, though. We getting close to that time. Uh-oh. I start to shake it up like a Polaroid picture. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. That's right. You gotta shake it like a Polaroid picture. Make sure it's packed in there, packed nicely. Uh-oh. Hold on. Where my flames at? Uh-oh. I'm flame. Oh, I got it. I started to get crazy. Like where my flames at? Where your 5, 3, 2, 1. Light it up. Everybody who with me, who got a stick, put the flame to the stick. This is dynamite right here. Light the wick, baby. We lighting straight dynamite. Dynamite. We lighting straight dynamite. Blunts versus J's. Hey, I'm an old school blunt man, but I smoke so many blunts, my lungs can't take it. In old age, I had to go to paper. I would never think I would go to paper, ever. When I was a young smoker, we smoking 100 blunts a day, baby. But there's a side effect to that. After a while, when you get to my age, your lungs is like, yo, son, you better switch it up or we shutting down on you, man. We gonna straight shut down on you. You're gonna be walking and we just gonna turn off on you. And then you're gonna be finished. You're gonna sleep forever, ever. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go to Jay's, had to go to paper. That cigar paper is just too strong for the kid right now. Way too strong for the kid. I wish I could do it though. Hold on one second. Let me turn off this phone because you know people be calling you, mess up your live. That's right. I'm turning off the jack too. So we up in here talking. We up in here talking. Where my people's at? Where my people's at? Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna have to start the talk. Hopefully, they'll jump on before I get off of here. I love to see my fam in the building. Did I put honey on them back in the day? Oh, bringing it black. Why you bringing it back? Yes, we tried that. We tried everything to make the blunts burn slow. Oh, he just took me back. He just took me back. He took me back like car seats with a broken switch. You took me back like the car seats with the broken switch. When you sit in it, it just go back. You just took me back like that. Yes, we put blunts on it. We dipped the paper in Henny. We would take Henny and rub it on the paper. We tried everything to make the weed stronger, the blunts to burn slower. We tried all of that. Yes, we did do the honey. Now I know you's a true professional. I know you's by even saying that. I know you's a pro of pros, just like me, buddy. Just like me. Yeah, we was trying everything. We was trying to come up with everything to make that blunt burn slower and make the weed stronger. He just took me back. Yeah, we definitely put the honey on it. All right, we jumping into it. Mistakes. The world preys on your F ups. What are we talking about here? We are talking about everything. You know, just in the martial arts alone, how many of these martial art teachers really been in real fights? How many of these martial art teachers have are really even sparring and engaging with the information that they're trying to teach you? But they know you're coming in. You don't know nothing. You ain't asking too many questions. They got a nice logo outside. They got a video of a guy demonstrating. He taking the guy down. He putting the eagle claw in his eye. It looks real. And your fantasy, your fantasy, your fantasy. Some fantasies are can lead you down the wrong rabbit hole. Your fantasy allows you to buy into this, spend all your money. 2 years in, you got your eagle claw, you got your eagle claw badge, you done got like 4 eagle claw belts. You get into a street fight and get dusted off. They find you behind the trash cans with your eagle claw still up. Now, there's a lot of people at fault, but you always have to be at fault. See, this is the trickery thing. This is how the system is so trickery because you need mistakes to build. And the system puts a toll gate at every mistake. There's a toll gate waiting. You know, when you think about insurance, when you think about what insurance is you pay this money just in case you do something. But they know that something's going to happen because life is happening. And when life is happening, the only way for you to really learn is from the mistakes you make and the mistakes of others. So to get ahead of the apple cart, you have to start being more aware of the mistakes you made and not repeating them. See, it's nothing wrong with making the mistakes because everybody gonna get caught by the toll gate. The system is too strong. It's too strong. They know. They know you're gonna get caught by the toll gate somewhere. Where you have a baby when you're young, they got you. You know what I'm saying? You do a crime, they got you. But the trick in not being forever indebted and slaves to them is to not repeat the same mistakes. Now, as easy as that sounds, most people will repeat the same mistakes because comfortability breeds contempt. They're going to go back. That's why they know most thieves will return to the area where they was getting most money, even though they already got caught in that area. But they know that area. So they know this. Most of the mistakes we make, we're comfortable making them. And this is the problem. Now, in the laws of the jungle, you don't get a chance to repeat too many mistakes. You got to hurry up and learn and move on. When you go to the water and you see one of them other Bambis get snatched up by the crocodile, you now know when you go to the Fernando salute, when you go to the water, you can't be there too long. Well, you get snatched up too if you don't want to learn from his mistake and not repeat it. Because even in relationships, do you know one thing in relationships how they set you up? You know, all couples argue. That's they throw that one right in there. They throw the monkey wrench right into the system. You don't have to argue with your woman. No, you don't. Stop letting them feed you that mistake. Because that mistake leads to a lot of things that they can get money off of. You got to run out and buy her more roses and more jewelry to try to make her feel better. And you know what I'm saying? Or if you're married, she may divorce you and do you like Dr. Dre, sending papers when you at your grandma's funeral. She trying to serve you papers. Listen, that mistake right there kills more couples than anything because people go in believing that. People go in believing that. Yeah, we supposed to argue. No, you're not. No, you're not. You ain't got to argue with your woman. You ain't no woman. You know, back in the days, the women and men rarely even socialized. Like the women would be over there doing women thing, men would be over there doing men thing. So men ain't even have time to argue with women. Salute. Men ain't even have time to argue with women. This is new day stuff. And the women didn't want to argue with men. That's just how it was. If they argue amongst each other. Men arguing amongst each other. All of this mismatch arguing that, you with your woman, you got to argue. It puts the seed in your head. And then you start thinking that struggle, drama, love is real love. Yeah, it's definitely 304 stuff. It's definitely 304-ish, especially as a man. That's a mistake most men keep making. I've done it. I'm not going to sit here like the pillar that ain't argue with a woman. No, I'm not even trying to say that. I'm sitting here as an experienced man trying to tell you ain't got to do it. It reaped no rewards for me. If anything, it made anything better, and it made the woman lose respect for me. And people around me seeing me, they lose the respect. So it solved nothing. So if I'm already going to climb the mountain, I'm going to let you know what's up here. If something dangerous up here, I'm going to let you know. So that's what I'm doing right now. I am not talking from the place of I've never did it myself or I've never had to jump these hurdles at all. No, I've done it. And I'm telling you, you do not have to. And you shouldn't. It's not your place. The more you argue, the weaker you get. Yes. Because it's a tearing down of your soul, your very essence, because it's your emotions connected to something that's not even real, that you don't. Two things that powerful men never do. And you need to get in the habit of working on this. This is how you get your alpha badge. We don't complain and we don't explain. We don't complain about ish and we ain't explaining ish. We only doing ish. We ain't explaining it. Neither mistakes. Somebody come to you, say, yo, what happened? Yeah, it didn't work. Made a mistake. How you make the mistake? I made the mistake. You ain't got no time to explain it. They can see it's a mistake. They just want to lower your manhood to a weakness to have you out there fumbling and stuttering and trying to explain what happened. Don't do it. You ain't got to. What's seen and what's understood and seen ain't got to be explained. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to explain it. And you definitely don't complain. You don't complain. You take your hits like a man. The failure isn't failure. Most failure further push you forward. Failure is actually forward. Failure is forward. You keep failing, you getting closer. Success got to be around the corner. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. So when you're approaching your flaws, you are working on correcting them. You're not leaving them out there to keep repeating them, because mistakes are comfortable too. Mistakes have the comfortability of contempt. They have the contempt of comfortability too. You will find yourself repeating the same mistakes. That's why I love fighting. Because if you repeat the same mistake, you're not growing. You're just not growing. You have to get on the right path to start growing. If you jumping rope wrong, you ain't gonna be getting the cardio burn you're supposed to be getting out of it. You got to get on. You got to get on track. You got to get in your lane. Your mistake should already made you better now. You still making the same mistake. You either slow or you shouldn't be here. And speaking of trust none, very good point. You just bridged right into it. And you must learn to forgive yourself. Because once again, mistakes are building blocks of life. It's just our government has figured out that they're going to put a toll gate at every mistake. Divorce court, that's a toll gate. They say, oh yeah, go ahead, get married. And they be right there. Oh, y'all didn't make it? Okay, pay him, pay this, pay that one. So you must learn how to forgive yourself. Trust none, very good point. You must. Because then you will allow your mistakes and F-ups to kill you, to put you right in the early grave if you don't learn how to forgive yourself and understand that mistakes are building blocks of life. But don't forgive yourself when you're repeating the same mistakes. And we ain't got no forgiveness for that. We ain't got we look down on those people that keep going in circles, repeating the same mistakes, thinking something else is going to happen. We all know the definition of that. We all know the definition of doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. We all know the definition of that. But at the same time, like I said, your mistakes are the sectors for your success and growth if you play it right. If you take the lesson from the mistake and move it forward. Mars Mathematics finally caught one. I missed the live stream with you and Ian. Yeah, facts. We was breaking down that 48 laws of power. We coming back for that. But yes, learn to forgive yourself. Let that roll off your shoulder like water off a duck's back. That's right. You got to let that. It's nothing. When you start listening at your mistakes, that's nothing. I did that. I needed that. They roll off of you. Holding on to your mistake ain't going to allow you to get that new mistake that's really going to, move you forward. Because there is no mistakes happening. It's just life is happening. There's no mistakes. Like, there's no mistakes in nature. We came with that whole thing of mistakes. There are none. There's just life happening. And if life is happening and you're aware of it, you can survive it. But it's just life happening. The word mistakes alone put a negative spin on it. It's like, oh man, I did bad. But when you think about it, as I said before, our minds are not strong enough to know really what good or bad is. You can't. We haven't. That's in our God level. We in human level right now. Maybe in God level we can talk of good and evil, but in human or good and bad. But in human level we can't really talk of good and bad because the rabbit hole goes too deep. It's way too deep. So if you beat yourself up like I did bad, you won't move forward or make life happen. Hey, well, to me, you can't make life happen. Life is already happening. Like I've heard that a lot, but you can't really make life happen because that would be almost like narcissistic. Life been happening. And after us, guess what life is still going to be doing? Happening. That's right. After we destroy the earth with our plastic and styrofoam, when we kill the earth, not kill the earth, but kill the things that the earth has given us to survive, because we're not killing the earth. The earth is a survivor. The earth ain't going nowhere. You can bet that the earth ain't going. We going before the earth with all our styrofoam and plastic. So life is happening. I don't really know if we can make life happen. Idris family, would it be? Life is already happening. You just got to jump in the lane. A lot of people are standing on the side like double dutch. You know how the girls used to get ready to jump in the double dutch? They would have to time it. Then they would jump in and then they'd be getting crazy. That's life. You can stand there all day trying to wait for the right time and never catch it, and you just standing on the side just bobbing. You got to jump in that joint and get the hot stepping and get the hot stepping. Life is happening. It's are you happening? You know, like my teacher used to say, it ain't about if the martial arts system works. Do you work? That's the question here. That's the question. People running around like, I don't know if that martial art will work. No. It ain't got about nothing to do with that. It's about, do you work? Because the martial art is just a tool. Do you work enough to use that tool? That's what it's about. And to do that, there's going to be many mistakes. I've made so many mistakes in my martial art path, and each one of them pushed me forward. Because you know how they say, if you're going to fall forward. That's a real thing. You can fall, just fall forward. And can you control how you fall? Yes. Like Bob Ross, that's right, happy mistakes. You got to look at your mistakes like, yeah, another one in the bank, and you lock it away. You don't repeat it. We ain't going back to repeat it. We got it. We got the lesson out of it. We got the information. We take that. We push our life forward. That's another chip in the bank. Because guess what mistakes turn into? Guess what mistakes turn into? Can anybody tell me what mistakes eventually turn into? Talk to me. Anybody out there? What does mistakes eventually turn into? Yes, you're close, Idris. Experience. Habits, experience. That's right. That's what mistakes become. Just like the worm becomes a butterfly and breaks out the cocoon. Mistakes are the worm. They cocoon. They come out experience. Experience. Even Chuck Wepner, who lost to Ali looking crazy, guess what he got after that fight? The experience. He was in there with the greatest. Yeah, he knocked Ali down and Ali got off the mat and tap danced on his face. Yeah, we know the story. But he got his face tap danced on by the greatest. So when he left that ring, he had an experience. Even with all of the mistakes he made in the fight. He made many mistakes. But he left that fight there immediately. As soon as he stepped through the ropes, his mistakes turned into experience. Chuck Wepner went on to open like 3 boxing gyms. Ain't nobody was saying, oh, I ain't going to Chuck Wepner's gym because he's a loser. You know, Ali, he lost to Ali. Nobody was talking like that. They went right up in there because they knew he was in there with the great. And even in the loss, guess what he got? Experience. You want to talk about the Mexican monster, Canelo Alvarez? After Mayweather shoulder rolled and tap danced on his face when he had all the momentum in the world. Canelo had all the momentum in the world. You know, Oscar knew, I finally got one that's going to beat Mayweather's ace. I finally got me one. He was hyped. He knew, we're Mayweather. Make the fight. They made the fight. Mayweather beat him up. Now, I'm pretty sure that night he was probably hard on himself about all the mistakes he made in there against Mayweather. But look at Canelo now. Do you see the movement? Do you see that? Do you see the shoulder roll? Guess where he got that from? His mistake turned into experience. He was in there with the great Mayweather. He had offense already, but when he left that fight, guess what he took with him? I need some defense. I got the offense. Canelo always had the loaded hands. He always had TNT in both hands. That wasn't the problem. He didn't have the defense. He didn't know how to make you miss and make you pay. That's the beautiful art of boxing. Not going punch for punch. That's just brawling. That's clubhouse fighting. You go to any bar and you can get one of those. If I'm gonna pay for some pay-per-view, if I'm gonna pay my money for a fight, I don't want to see no fight I can see in the bar. I want to see some ish. I want to see some science. You know what I'm saying? That's what Canelo got out of that. After he figured out that loss to Mayweather wasn't a loss, because if he wasn't never in there with Mayweather, he would have never got to the point where he's at right now. He got to be considered pound for pound. Did we see what he did to Plant, man? Plant was looking like Willie Pep for a long time. Plant was on his bicycle. By the 7th round, I'm like, oh, shoot. Plant is on his bicycle. He only got 5 rounds to go, but the Mexican monster caught up with him. Woo! And then down goes Frazier. Excuse me. But that was off his so-called loss, mistake. Now look at him. Now look at him. And it's also the intent of your mistakes. Now, if your intent is to learn or to move forward and you making mistakes, those are your best mistakes. When your intent is to further yourself. Those are your best mistakes. And your intent, when you make mistakes without the intent of furthering yourself, like you're making mistakes off of, arrogance, narcissism, just all around griminess, those mistakes come with the leverage of karma, and they hit different. They hit different. Certain mistakes you get, they hit different because they come with the leverage of karma. So you want to watch out. You want to watch out making mistakes that's leveraged with karma, because it's a double hit. You know, the mistakes of, oh man, this ain't work. I tried this ain't work. I tried this ain't work. That's a different type of level of mistakes, because you're moving forward. You're trying to figure some ish out, but you got to get to the formula. You got to get to the sweet spot. Making mistakes to figure out your formula. But when you're making mistakes to harm other people, for narcissistic reasons, they come with the leverage of karma, and they hit different. They hit different. You look at all these young rappers in jail, millionaires, their mistakes hitting different. You sitting in jail, you got millions outside, money just dwindling by the day. That's a different type of mistake, because it's an unnecessary mistake. See, when you start making unnecessary mistakes, you're in for a world of trouble, because life can keep sending them. Life has got an unlimited stash for you. Unlimited stash. And if that's what you like, it'll keep hitting you with it. The key to all of your mistakes is viewing them as not mistakes, it's lessons. And if you get the lesson, you don't need to repeat the lesson. You don't need to repeat that class. And if you do, there's consequences with repeating that class, and you take what they are, and hopefully you can move forward then. But also know there are toll gates. There are toll gates at all of your mistakes. So be careful. It'll absorb your money. You do something, you can make all the money in the world. Look at Adrian Broner. Now he got to fight all them cases. You know what them lawyers cost? He was in the ring ducking all them punches for all the millions just to turn around and give it to a bunch of lawyers. That's insane. But the mistakes got price tags. They ain't silly. They know you're gonna make them because they know life is happening. So the system is airtight that way. Airtight. So if you want to make it to the end of your life with a couple of your coins still left in the bank, you got to dip a couple of them toll gates. You can't hit every mistake. You got to dip a couple. Like, oh man, I learned that. I seen something that looked like that. Ain't hitting that gate. Because you will be broke at the end. Financially, spiritually, mentally, the whole thing. These things are crucial to your survival. But since we got so comfortable living, we forgot about them. We totally forgot about them because we comfortable living. We comfortable waking up every day. It's comfortable. You almost expect yourself to wake up in the morning. It doesn't have to be, but we expect. And when we are expecting, that's also when you're opening up for your greatest mistakes, big mistakes, great expectations, worst things to have. You can have goals, but great expectations take you down a whole different type of rabbit hole. You got to be careful. But let's light it up. Who got some questions? Talk to me, people. You know what I'm saying? We got the ranting out the way. Talk to me. I need some questions now. We turn this to question. We turn this to Q&A. Jesus Christ is big up, Burley. Respect. Reaction commentary is fire. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what's going on with my algorithm. My videos ain't getting the hits they supposed to be getting, but I got some new reactions on the way. I love the reactions because it gives me a way to break down the science, have some fun. I see everybody's reaction, so you got to bring your own spin to the reaction. And I think humor and science, that's the Burley way. That's what we do. Humor and science. And, it makes learning fun. That's what they used to say back in the day. You got to make learning fun. Because who wants to learn if it's boring and strict and it feels like it's being crammed down your throat? That's a hard way to learn. So, I always try to make learning fun. That's the Burley way. Come on, come with it. Who got some questions? Ask Burley anything. Talk to me. Fight science. Fights. Anything on your mind, open up. While we got this weed blowing, this tasty weed mind. Tasty weed mind. I think they need to come out with a gym where you can smoke in the gym and work out. I think that would be revolutionary. You can smoke in the gym, lace up, because then you see people on the bag just zoned out. They just be in their own zone. They just be zoned out, getting that good work. Because I don't know about anybody else, but when I puff, I don't get lazy. I puff and want to work. Facts, I'm a teacher. Why is this institute in Brooklyn? Salute. BK in his house. I miss New York. I'm going to get back there. I miss New York. I like it here in Georgia, but I miss NYC. I miss my city. I got some people up there I definitely want to work with and train with. Y'all got to get with that advanced.lightburley.com, learn-martialarts.com. If you want to be certified and get the 52 block certification, you go that way. Advanced.lightburley.com is where I'm dropping all my fight science. I got Wilson Pitts, got a couple of people up there, mad playlists, ebooks, music, the whole thing. If you could smoke in the gym, I look like Lee Haney. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It may not be for everybody because some people may be getting up in there and getting lazy and stuff, but I could see it. I could do it. Puff a joint. Like my teacher used to do 3-spliff boxing because he said that was the only way he could simulate someone just made you sleep. You woke up and you still got to fight for your life. And your head is kind of woozy. And you got to learn to shake it off and get down to business because you can shake it off. We all know people that know how to blow your high. Like blowing your high ain't easy. You could be smoking on some good stuff and somebody come say some craziness or you got to fight and your high is immediately gone. So that whole training was about just learning how to shake off the cobwebs and start seeing clear. I think that's dope. Like Mary Jane, man, for opening your third eye and thinking deeply. I think it can be used, and fighting is meditation. So you become very mental when you become a good fighter. That's why most fighters start playing chess. They become like excellent chess players because you just start your mind starts working different. I still ain't pick up the chess game yet. I'm still playing checkers. I'm still trying to jump dudes and all that. I'm playing checkers. I haven't got to my chess game yet, but I'm going to pick up chess probably in 60 when I'm in my Pa May stage, sitting on a cup of coffee on the top of a mountain. I may start playing chess then. But for right now, I'm still in my checkers mind state with, jump on them. Jump on them. Straight like that. Hold on, I'm putting that light to that jizz on it. Well, I ain't seeing no questions, so I'm just gonna have to talk my own talk. How to do the Philly shell. Now I'll be seeing a lot of people doing the Philly shell, and I want to just correct a couple of things. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to say. Now, let me put my blunt down before I burn my face. All right. So this is your full guard, half guard, which is the Philly shell, then no guard. It's 3 guards to fight him. Hold on, I got a question. Patrick, what's good, Burley? What do you think Wilder could have done different on anybody when you fighting somebody that seems to have your number? Good question. Thank you. Thank you, brother, for coming with that dope question and giving me something to talk about. Now, that's tough because when somebody got your number, they just got your number. I think when somebody got your number, you got to catch him in the gym. And when he looking the other way, just bust him over the head. I'm just playing. Now, when somebody got your number, that's tough. That's really tough. Like the only way to really be able to get around somebody that has your number is to adopt a total different fighting style, if that's possible. But the way muscle memory works, that would be very hard to do, to adopt a new style. Like for Deontay to learn a new style before that fight and have it in his muscle memory is damn near impossible. Like I think what he should have did was like take Mayweather up on his offer. And what I mean by that is that they shouldn't have tried to do too much. All they really need to do was hide the right hand. He throws it too telegraphic because he knows it's a bomb. So when you got a bomb, you ain't got to conceal it. If I got an atom bomb I'm about to throw at you, I ain't got to hold it behind my back. It's an atom bomb, bust you over the head with it. And this is the problem with having an atom bomb in your arm. You throw away all concealment of it because as soon as it lands, I'm detonating on you. It's detonation. You out of here. So I think the best things they would have did was just give him little things to hide the right hand. Like it's too late to change everything around. Just give him little small things to hide the right hand. More jabs. Like he should have kept up that body attack. That body attack was working. He abandoned it way too early. He needed to do that for at least 3 to 4 rounds. He needed to make Tyson think that he forgot about punching to my face. Like I would be punching to his belly even when Tyson is catching me. Because that's a good thing, because that makes a man get a little ego. He start feeling good. Like, yeah, he touching me in my body, but I'm touching him. And then you trap his mind in that world, and before you know it, you come upstairs. I got you. Sneak attack. That's all he needed. Of course, some stamina. But a lot of those things, like defense, heavy defense, would have been too hard for him to learn. He ain't have enough time. I think if he would have hired like Burley, he could have had a better chance, Yeah, Fury was definitely stepping back off that body shot. He caught him with a good right hand to the body. Fury flew to the ropes, So he abandoned the plan way too early, and I think he's gonna regret that as he sees when he gets a time to look at what the body attack was doing. Because Tyson's body is so big, why not punch him in the body? He's a big man. His head is this small with a big body, and everybody want to punch at the little small head. Forget this little pea head. Go straight to that body. And that was a good plan. He just didn't stick to it, and he was too quick. He was anxious. He had just sat around, and they had played games with him like they was going to take the fight from him. He was too anxious. And but I'm never I can't forgive the fact that he said Mark Breland poisoned his water. I don't like that. Predictions for Crawford Porter. I believe Crawford is going to handle Porter better than anybody has ever done before. And with that happening, it's going to make that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fight. It's going to make it a masterpiece. I think he's going to go in there. He's going to go up in there with his regular style and trying to bull people. Problem with bullying Terence Crawford is he can fight on both sides. So him standing in the orthodox position, what's the name rushing in, he can step back, rip the right hook, straight left. Like I think he's gonna put on the best performance ever seen against Sean Porter. I think he's gonna stop him. And it may not be the sleep. It may be one of them technical joints where the ref just wave it off. Yeah, I think he's gonna stop him. I got Terence Crawford for the stoppage, thus building up. And Errol Spence said he's going to be right at that fight, and he wants the winner. Now, that's going to be the true test of Terence Crawford, and that's going to be the true test of Errol Spence. When two forces like that collide, we're going to see who really good. Have you had to alter or modify any of your training methods in your 40s? Good question. Heck to the year. Your body starts acting different. Like, it gets to a point where you got to listen to your body. Like, even with me when I was smoking blunts, like, I knew it was time to stop when I was in regular conversations and I would just lose my breath. I'd be talking like, yo, what's up, my dude? When I started doing that, I said, hold on. I'm going to have to stop smoking these cigars. They're killing me. I think, I thought they was, yes, so you definitely have to change your methods and the timing. I used to train 6 hours a day on that pavement. I'm down like 2 hours, and if I'm feeling real fancy, I go for 3, but that's every day. But still, you modify the time, you modify the movement, the impact on you, definitely. Your body, you got to respond to your body. Okay. That question was retracted. But yeah, you must respond to your body, listen to your body. When you in your 20s, you can flip off the wall, land on your neck, get back up and like, yo, son, I'm good. Start running again. You know what I'm saying? You got like the healing factor of Wolverine from like 13 all the way up to about 20 something. You got this ill healing factor. Even when I got cut back in the days, in like 2 days, like one day scab, next day it was gone. Now I get cuts, they last like a week. Why do I think fighters went away from the rolling punch guard that sit them down Sandy uses? Anxiousness. A lot of fighters are so thinking about trying to hit you so hard, they throw away their flexibility. So a lot of this rolling style was definitely a style back in early boxing. Like even when you seen it like reverse, they kind of used this style. And I think footwork became more of a thing. More attention to knocking people out started. And I think just the overall teaching of it was lost. Like no more real coaches know how to teach it good enough to make it effective. Hey, Burley, I think if you want to be great in boxing, you must study all the art of boxing. Yes, that's true. I think you need to be a student of the art, of any art. Um, Philly in the house. Philly in the house. My second home. If anybody know, I went to Girard College. I used to eat pepperoni strombolis, the best cheesesteaks in the world. When you go to Philly, you can't get a hero sandwich. You got to ask for a hoagie. And they make the hoagie where they got the condiments in the plastic. You slide the plastic out, and they just lay down on your hoagie. Give it up to Philly. Stand up, Philly. Will F, stand up, Philly. I'm gonna be back in Philly soon just for a stromboli. I need me a pepperoni stromboli. I need me a steak and cheese stromboli. It's going down. That's all I want to say. I love Philly. That's my second home. Second home. Philly stand up. Philly got some real and there's some gangsters in Philly. Like you won't listen. Philly is serious. Even as a young kid when I was there, Philly has always been serious. You know, it's the city of brotherly love, but it's also the city of slugs, of hot slugs. Oh, you got salute, Will F. You know, don't get it twisted. What was my favorite rap group from back in the days from Philly? I think it was Tough Crew. I think it was the Tough Crew. Um, um, uh, what they had Steady B. Steady B. Y'all don't know nothing about Steady B. Look Steady B up. He says style can save you, but the heart and your mentality can detect your life as a lion or a sheep. That's a fact. I seen Canelo use gazelle punch on Plant. It was nicely timed. Yeah, yeah. Well, Canelo was starting to beating them up on the arms. Like Canelo hit you anywhere. That's what I love about Canelo. Canelo punched you your shoulders, your arms, your body, your head, your face, all of the legal areas. Canelo finna hit you in that area. Like he ain't playing. Like, and them punches to the arm start to bring down your guard. Them things are serious. Them punches to the arm start to bear fruit after a while. Like you go from here, taking a couple of punches to the arm, and you watch the man hands just disappear like this. Now his face is just in the open. He can't barely keep his arms up no more because you done beat the blood out of him. Oh, big ups, Philly, Upper Deck, Germantown, Jamaica Dance Hall spot back in the day. Salute to Germantown. I know about Germantown. North Fairmount in the house. North Philly right here. I'm a North Phillian, Fairmount Ave. You know, everybody in Philly know about Fairmount Ave. Very famous place. North Philly, stand up. I was there. Girard College, many years lived in Philly. Going to the gallery. See, when you in Philly, you don't go to the mall. You don't go to the mall in Philly. You go to the Galleria. You go to the Galleria. It's different in Philly. We ain't going to the mall. Little mall. You and your little mall. No, 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 no. When you in Philly, you go to the Galleria. Stand up, Philly. So is it illegal to punch at someone's hip? No, because that would be too close to the belt line. Gotta be on the belt line. If you can do it above the belt line, but not below. You gotta be careful. He said, damn, now I want a Stromboli, right? I want a Stromboli right now. I've been dreaming of a Stromboli, son. So serious, man. It's so serious, man. Like I've been dreaming of a pepperoni Stromboli, the taste, the peppers, the onions. Like it's crazy, man. If you ain't have one, the experience is like next level, man. It's so next level. I wish everybody go out and get you a Stromboli. Lorenzo's Pizza on South Street. My man giving up the information. That's like Schindler's List right there. That's like Schindler's List. It's so serious. Lorenzo, he just gave up the information. Sean Powell, what's good, my foundational Black American brother? Love from DC, and you right. Them punches to the arm take a toll on you, especially in the morning. Yep. When that adrenaline run off, you're gonna feel that in the morning. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Because adrenaline is a funny drug, man. They need to learn how to bottle adrenaline. They probably already did. That's the super serum right there. The super serum sauce is going to be adrenaline. But yeah, when that adrenaline runs off, you'll feel that in the morning. Uh-oh, Geno's in Philly. Talk about it, Wayne. Talk about it. You got to know about Geno's if you're from Philly. Talk about it, Wayne Love. Peacock, talk about it. They ain't heard you. When you coming back to Philly, listen, it could be very soon. Let me see. Let's see. We got. I was actually supposed to be in Philly. They wanted me out there to do a fight scene for a Netflix movie. They asked me how much I charge. I said $1.25 an hour. They said, all right, we need you for 3 hours. We're gonna give you $2.50. So they cut my price down. I said, cool, I take it because I still want to show the world with a 52 block fight scene. Then they're gonna tell me to pay for my own ticket out there. What? What type of sense is that? Hold on. So then what am I getting paid for? Because my little paycheck is going to be my plane ticket and my. So yeah, I was almost this close to being in Philly, and I was so mad because I was already tasting the Stromboli. I knew I was going to give me some Stromboli. So probably maybe January. January would be a good time. January, February. After Christmas, after we get these holidays out the way. These holidays sap your pockets. I'm from Tampa, but I travel a lot. Okay. You said, I'm from Tampa, but I travel a lot. That's right. Did you notice that stiff arm frame Canelo used when Plant would bend at the waist while shoulder rolling? Have you seen anyone other than Larry Holmes freeze an opponent like that? Oh, yeah, that's right. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Canelo know how to throw that shot low. So if you one of those dudes that bend, see, he fought Mayweather, man. Mayweather was using that move. He ain't gonna let you get away with that move no more. So the only way to beat Canelo is in small circles. You gotta beat Canelo like Pernell Whitaker beat Julio Cesar Chavez. Now they call it a draw, but they lied. He beat Julio Cesar Chavez. You go watch the fight. But Julio Cesar and Canelo have something in common. And if you've seen what Pernell Whitaker did to defeat Julio, then that's how you beat Canelo. Being a slick boxer is one thing, but you can't use too much of the ring. This is going to be the tricky thing. You got to do it right in the fire. Small, tight circles is where you beat Canelo. If you try to use that footwork thing, he's just going to walk you down and get you later. Ain't going to be too many slick boxers that beat him now after Mayweather. Water ice and cold rolling rocks, Philly style, salute. You know, you can't use too much of that ring. You got to rotisserie turn Canelo, and whoever can pull that off is going to be the one that beats Canelo. But until then, all of that moving around, like it looks slick in the beginning, but Canelo know one thing: he gonna get you after the sixth round. You seen Plant was winning rounds. It wasn't like Plant was losing the rounds. He was winning rounds. It's just like how long could you stay on the bike? Like there was something Joe Louis said. You can run, but you can't hide. That's a fact. Yeah, that's why I want that fight scene. I know it can go viral. Who I got in the fight? Prime Iron Mike or Prime George Foreman? Good question. Hmm. 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 That's a good one. Um, I would have to go with Big George just because of his he had the power, he had the reach. Even though Mike is very explosive and jumps in, young George was a problem. Like, young George Foreman went undefeated for like 4 years straight, and nobody was making it past the fourth round. Like, young George Foreman was a big problem, and he had a long reach, and he knew how to push you back and manipulate you in there. Because if you think about who was the Mike Tyson of that time, that would have been Joe Frazier. If you think about it, Joe Frazier was kind of the Mike Tyson of that time. Short, stout, jumping in, explosive, knocking everybody out. And we seen what Big George did with him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. So I think he probably would have beat Mike Tyson. What we got? What we got? Well, hey, God, who rocking with me? We had a good live, man. 19 people, 19 likes, share the video. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? These is getting better and better. We rolling. We getting more and more people, and I appreciate you all. Who is the best street fighter from Philly, past or recent? Best street fighter? He said, I've been watching you for 5 years now, 52 blocks. Give your opponent many different looks in the paint Yes, you know that's what I do. I'm the House of Mirrors, baby. Yeah, it's good talks. The best street fighter from Philly, past to present. That's a good one. Hold on, let me think. Let me think, because I had a name. Hmm. Hmm. I heard Tab Money used to be nice with his Smickeys from Steady being what was it, Tab Money? Who was the dude with Steady B? I forgot his name. I think it's Tab Money. He was supposed to be nice with his Smickeys. Um mm, mm, mm. And right now, I don't know. I heard stuff about Gilly the Kid, but then I've seen other stuff. I don't know as far as recent, but one thing Philly did as far as a lot of gym wars, they had a lot of gym wars, the George Bentons, Joe Frazier's. So Philly's always been down to knuckle up. Philly's always been a fighting place. Like, take nothing from it. You can definitely get you a knuckle fair, a knuckle fight in Philly. Like, they will knuckle up with you. And weapons are still out there, but they will knuckle up with you and pound you out, and then it could go somewhere else. Got to secure a solid portfolio of fight scenes first, especially against a diverse set. That's what I'm thinking about. Against karate, against Muay Thai, all Thai, like a few of them. Playing inside game is off. Anytime someone that close like Canelo was that many rounds, he was supposed to get that work. Yeah, he ain't know how to tie Canelo up, but Canelo was probably too strong. Yeah, most high, cool C. Thank you, sir. I'm saying Tab Money. Cool C. There we go. Yeah. James Tony, just joking. Sit him down, Sandy, still a go in my book. Yeah, sit him down, Sandy was exceptional. I'm mad that sitting down Sandy ain't got more fights. I hope he get more fights because I was, with those reaction videos, my numbers was through the roof. I was doing like 7, 8, 10,000 hits a video. I think Sandy need to show me some love. I helped blow him up a little bit. It could have been Rod's perfect job to make fight scenes, but instead wasted the energy on delusion. Yeah, yeah. He could have made some mean fight scenes too. He could have definitely made some mean fight scenes. But yeah, you're correct. But wasted energy on delusion. And that's what we was talking about today. Delusions is also repeating the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And not even seeing that you're repeating the same mistakes or that you're in the act of the mistake. Then you slip into delusion. But the fight scenes I'm gonna come with, they're gonna be classic. I'm telling you, I'm putting them up. It's gonna be 52 block versus Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Like, it's gonna be dope fight scenes, highly choreographed. Cobra Kai. Is there anyone repping or teaching 52 blocks on the West Coast to your knowledge? Have you heard of Dan the Wolfman on YouTube? He said he learned from someone in Detroit. Is 52 blocks only East Coast? Good question. First, is there someone repping 52 blocks on the West Coast? Yes, I got a student called Bully Burley out there. He's in the gyms. He over there messing with Zab Judah and them. Real good dude. He can put you on the path. You can definitely learn from him. Burley's are in the streets. And yeah, I've heard of Dan the Wolf. Uh, I don't know. Dan the Wolf was kind of comedy to me. He could have knew 52, but he also looked like he had a problem with them drugs. Looked like he may have been on them narcotics. Like, looked like he was on them narcs. Looked like he had a problem with them narcs. So definitely looked like he was on them narcotics. So I'm not. I've always got comedy relief from him. So I don't know how serious or how real his 52 is under pressure. And his 52 blocks only a East Coast thing. Um, hmm. I wouldn't. I would say yes and no. I would say yes and no. Um, Over here, I think in New York, we are more street fighters than a lot of different states because of our gun laws and our the laws of defense and defending yourselves and how New York is. So The principle of 52, I wouldn't say that was all New York. Um, that's black fighters everywhere. The actual techniques and system, I would say, yeah, it's all New York or mostly East Coast. Best defense for headbutts in the street fight. Don't let him get that close. If he does get close, always once people get this close to you, like their face, your next thing is to slip your head to the side. See, this is where your wrestling game got to come in, or to the pocket, or the middle of his chest, to where he can't headbutt you and you can push him back. Never just be letting, never just, I don't care what the fight is, never let him, especially if you this close and you too close to really throw leverage punches, you move your head offline. You don't just stay there. You fight to get your head to the side. And that's the best defense for headbutts. Just don't be there, because if you stand right there in front of him, you're going to catch one. When I went to Ireland for vacation, them Irish boys be throwing them hands. Them bare knuckle events be crazy, and they have to have it at the bar. Yeah, them Irish, what Irish been throwing hands? They are hand specialists. They are pugilists out there. They still pugilizing out there. They still pugilism. There's still pugilism out there, man. They still believe in pugilism. They ain't even calling it boxing. This is pugilism. We are pugilists. This is art. This art of putting hands on the man. The art of putting hands on the man is pugilism. So yeah, they still, to the core, still cut. For headbutts or anything, just practice your positioning and shoulder line training in all ranges. Facts. Facts. Jack Dempsey versus Marciano. Who you got? Oh man, that's a good one. That was a good one. Got to go with Marciano though. Jack Dempsey, he like to come forward and come at you. That style is made for Marciano. Like if you gonna run up on Marciano, you gonna get that work. You got to box Marciano and spin him in circles. Like you don't just fight with the man that got, under I think it's under Deontay Wilder. He got like the best percentage chance of knocking you out with one punch. See, what Deontay and Marciano got is one punch knockout. Tyson didn't have that. Tyson had that, like he had a flurry of punches that knocked you out. We talking about boom, you fall down. That record goes with Deontay and Marciano. The one punch knockout. So yeah, I think Jack Dempsey would have rolled forward and got his head chopped off. Um, uh, 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 like indigenous Chinese couldn't have weapons. I missed that one. Yeah, I think they did have weapons, didn't they? Um, yeah, man. Like some of them old, like you got to look at how close Marciano and Deontay's stories are. Hey, Coach, who's Sensei Mo has a video out on 52 blocks. He's another representative of 52 blocks, and he knew about it. He's actually a karate man, though. Um, that's his background, but he knew of 52 blocks and he helps promote it. And I've worked in his gym. Like he gave me a time where I think my picture still is still up. I don't know if he took it down off the wall, but we good dudes. You know what I'm saying? Good dude, hustler. I think he got a movie coming out where he uses some 52. I seen the video when they said he was the father of 52 blocks. I don't believe in that. He's definitely ain't the father of 52 blocks, but he is a practitioner and the representative of the art. So yeah, but he's basically a karate man. He made his bones off of karate. Oh yeah, a lot of boxes. A lot of times with boxes, it's hard because they're actually like collisions. There are some boxers that know how to use the headbutt pretty well, like a Vander Holyfield. But most headbutts in boxing is because they're coming forward. So some of those you can't even get around. You just got to deal with it because you ain't gonna be able to counter something that you don't even know is about to happen. Uh, um, Pick versus the Chinese army versus the Japanese army. Whoa. That's a deep question. I don't want to offend none of my Chinese or Japanese brothers, but you got to go with the Chinese. If you're gonna go man for man, I think the Chinese got like the biggest army on the planet, man for man. You see how many people are over there in China? Man for man. I think so. I think so. But the Japanese army would do better right now because they backed by the USA. So you run up on them Chinese shrimp rolls if you want to, and you're gonna get a bunker buster dropped on your head. So yeah, right about now, Japanese army looking very good. You make a move on them, and America's coming. And we got bunker busters. We shooting lasers. We got super soldiers. Chinese ain't ready. They ain't ready. They ain't ready for us. Even though they're on their way to becoming the superpower, they still ain't ready. They still ain't ready. That's right. My blunt's still burning. This joint done lasted the whole life. It's been like an hour, but I've been taking small. See, that's how you're supposed to puff, casually. You ain't got to steam it all out. Puff, puff casually. The Japanese army had to be disbanded because they were too good. Too good and too committed. Forget too good. They were too committed. Where you think kamikaze came from? They were prepared. Their pilots were prepared to fly their plane into the base, taking their own life. You don't even want to fight an army that's not scared to die. How do you fight someone that's not scared to die? An army. Eventually, they're going to overtake you, especially if they got some numbers, and they definitely doing damage. They definitely going to do some damage. That's why we had. That's why America had to like, yo, we got to slow. Whoa, they prepared to play on the. America ain't trying to lose soldiers to fight a war. We trying to find a way to fight the war and lose no soldiers. So when you fight an enemy that's prepared to sacrifice their soldiers, you got to give way to that. Do vitamins and supplements? Yes. I don't take any of right now, but I do believe in vitamins. I'm actually getting to the age where I actually have to take that serious and start taking some. When you going to get a gym, you should move to Tampa. I got a great friend out there, JRG man, live in Tampa. I did a seminar in Tampa too. I would love to move out there. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm in the state of figuring it out. I'm gonna let life take me to where I need to be. Martial arts in Asia because the peasant could not carry weapons. That's okay. The conversation going on. Puff slow motion for me. I smoke alone. Lonely smoker. Lonely smoker be me. That's me. Two bombs to stop the Japanese. That's right. Two bunker busters. And they wasn't going to stop if the I forgot what you call the head person over there, but they believed him to be a god. He had to speak just to stop the army. Because if not, they would have kept going. They would have had to drop more bunker busters on them because they was coming. So you got to respect the army like that. That's why we disabled them. It was like, you know what? We got your back now. Y'all don't need no army. Y'all have an army and ritual and for show. But when y'all get into some, we come in and we gonna bring the smoke, so y'all good because we don't want y'all with any crazy weapons because y'all prepared to do too much. He said, I think we need that Captain America juice. Yes, we do. A lot of men, the corona making scavenger smoke is real lonely fact. A lot of men need that super something right now, man. Right now, I just be looking on the news. It's so bad for men out there. They are castrating men. Castrating. This got to be the one of the worst times to be a man. I'm glad I'm old and I'm gonna be gone soon. I ain't gonna see too much, but they are castrating men. Men are going to definitely need super serum. Our women are getting stronger than us, especially in the black community. Our women are getting way stronger than us, and who I don't want to even break down the reasons. There's a lot of different reasons, but one thing men need to start doing is manning up. Go to the gym, go exercise, learn how to fight. Make that testosterone bubble. You got to make it bubble. Get in your man stage, get in your man place. So you deal with life as a man. Because when men deal with life, things can happen. When boys deal with life, things go wrong. Things go wrong. you know. But yeah, man, they castrating men out there. They trying to kill genders. They're trying to eliminate genders. They saying we getting tired of male and female, just one gender. Like what? Oh Lord, this place is everybody going to HE double hockey sticks in the handbag. We all going to HE double hockey sticks in the handbag, thinking this way. This is terrible, it's satanic. Even nature is standing on the side like these humans are crazy. Even nature is shaking her head like they no genders. You know what I'm saying? Even nature is confused. This is different. Yeah, everyone becoming the circle. I'm staying the square. I'm a square. I'm staying the square. I'm in the square. I'm staying the square. I ain't circling out and I ain't smoothing out my edges. I ain't smoothing out no edges. I'm keeping all four corners. My corners out. My corners is out. They ain't smoothing me out. They can't do it. I won't let it happen. You right. They are making circles. They taking squares and they making circles out of them. Taking away all your edges, smoothing you out. Talking about what's that? What's that new word they running around with toxic masculinity? What is that? Toxic masculinity? What? What? It is the end of the world. What? Toxic masculinity. I never thought I'd see the day when such a word would exist. Toxic masculinity. That is in. Is there toxic femininity? I don't know. Does that exist? Because if toxic masculinity exists, then that means toxic femininity must exist too. He said 50-50, you fighting alone. Yeah, well, you got to pick the right rider. That's true. But, do we want our women fighting with us? If I got my woman with me and I got to get in the fight, I want my woman to run. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a kid in the house, I need my woman to go do what she's supposed to be doing, which is protecting the kids. See, men, we are born to die. We are born to die. If you get in the fight, you don't need your woman. If you die there, that's just where you die. You took a stand. But tell your woman to run. That's what I'm going to tell my woman. I ain't letting my woman fight with me. Not at all. I'm going to tell her to kick rocks. Like, get out of here. I got this. And if I ain't got it, then that's what it is. Baddie mom has toxic femininity, because I remember back in the days we had that you want a gangster girl. Nah, you don't want no gangster girl. That's when all that craziness started. You wanted the girl that sat in the crap in the drug spot with you all day and held the gun. Yeah, it got out of crazy. It got crazy, and especially in our community, the black community. No, you don't want your wife in the crack spot with you holding the gun because police kicking the door, they taking the mother and the father. Better the mother at home with the children, the police kicking the door, they take the father. You got the money under the mattress, your family live. What will happen to if you get KO? Oh, then you sleep. That's what being a man is about. You sleep. Isn't it great to be a man? Isn't it great to be a man? See, there's some upsides, but nature has made you to die. You know what I'm saying? Nature has made men to die. Nature has made women to nest and take care of the next generation. That's why nature made us stronger. Gave us a bigger capacity for violence. Oh, good one. How can you point out a phony 52 practitioner? Um, well, I'm not going to say just a phony because some people can do the moves, but a phony practitioner in the way that they've never fought with it and they shouldn't be teaching it. Too many moves. When you run into these guys, the only time that's good if you're like slap boxing and you're playing with it. See, we used to get that deep into it when we were slap boxing. When we were knuckle fighting, you ain't got time to be You ain't got no time for that nonsense. You got how you gonna throw a punch from this? Like I seen one move like this. Where is the offense coming from this? You done locked your hands together. They're extended. How do you punch off of this? See, a real 52 black practitioner, now my cousins fought that way. They used the shapes, but they weren't dancing. And when they did dance, it was showtime. Like they may have punched you in your eye and they see you you already looking like plant against the ropes, your eyes leaking. Then they start playing with you like, yeah, I'm about to knock you out now. That's when the show came on. They wasn't just showtiming from the door. And a lot of people that tell their stories, I know they making them up and they lying. Because not the real 52ers. That's the old Brandy dance from the 90s facts. They weren't just coming out dancing, they was coming out here. They had them knuckles up. And back in the days, they used to call it your dick beaters. They would throw your dick beaters up. That's what we used to say. Bring your dick beaters. These are your dick beaters as men. Bring your dick beaters. Put them dick beaters up. That's how we used to call it. Ain't nobody had time to be dancing and prancing and voguing and I don't know. When people be saying those stories, I don't believe you. And if so, show us how all of that can work against someone that's trying to rip your face off. Like he coming at you like Tank Davis and Canelo. What are you going to do? You going to be doing the bird when he launching big left hooks at you? You got to be crazy. You got to be crazy as crazy. That's how you can tell if it's too many moves. That come on, man. You can't. We all know you can't do all that in fighting. Fighting happening like this. It's happening on milliseconds. You can't do all of that. Nah, not at all. Was it true 52 was used in the prison in NYC and who was well known? Well, there was some people that used it. And there was people that all it was that they make it like 52 was not born in prison. Like that's a lie too. It was not birthed in prison. It was not created in prison. What happened is the dudes that were outside fighting with 52, they were also selling drugs and doing other things. And when police came and locked them up, they were in jail with their 52 and they were doing 52 in jail, beating people up in jail, just like when they were outside in the world beating people up with 52. They went to jail and they was beating up people with 52. So that's the real connection of 52 in jail is black men. Black men go to jail. A lot of us go to jail. We make up the majority a lot of the times in most jails. So that's the true connection with 52 in jails is that a lot of my black brothers and Bedouins end up going through that process. Uh, who can remember all of those moves? Exactly. Exactly. Your staying alive video was exception for that much defensive moves. No, that was just playing around with it, showing that even blindfolded with that video, I think it flew over people's heads. With that video was showing that even blindfolded, moving your arms without, moving your arms in the shapes of 52, you can block a lot of the shots. Like they say, your hands are capable of blocking 70% to 80% of the things thrown at you. The rest you're going to have to deal with. So, meaning, even moving in a certain way without definition, without any clear path, you can block a lot of shots. Now, imagine if you were moving with purpose, what you could do. You could block more. So that video was mainly about showing that even not being able to see my opponents and just throwing the shapes up, I could catch a lot of his shots. Not all of them. A lot of times he had to pull it because he was getting in. You seen it. It wasn't like I blocked every shot. That was the trick of the video. The video was just showing that even not seeing and just going through the shapes, you can block shots. So imagine if you were more in the building. Willie White, are you back in Georgia? Yes, I am. North Cross, Georgia. I'm here. Ironically, Master Cheese hates white people but criminalizes 52 like them. Yep, isn't that strange? He hates white people, but he wants to keep it in the jail systems. But he's not even the man that been to jail. He looks up to Ra for going to jail. Only in the black community can jail be made to be a stripe. See, we the foundational black Americans. We ain't doing that. That's for the ninjas. The ninjas think like that. Like jail is a stripe. Like jail is a come up. Jail is no darn come up. It should never be looked at anyway as a come up because it is not a come up. Now, it is a mistake you can learn from, as we talked about earlier in this live. But when you keep coming back to jail, you're a fool. Like you may go to jail one time, like, you know what? I went to jail. This ain't for me. I'm doing something else. You keep coming back and forth, then you what I was talking about earlier. Is that the same dude that got punched in the stomach? Yeah. Young Burley tightened him up. Yeah, Young Burley tightened. I saved him. Young Burley was looking really to knock him out. I jumped in there and saved him. And this is the thanks I get for saving his life. Like he talked so bad about me, and I saved that man's life. Young Burley was about to turn up. He was going to the gate. Young Burley was going to keep going because Young Burley was already mad that they was down there testing his teacher. So he was ready to show and prove who I was. I had to jump in there. And he out there talking greasy about me. Telling you, boy, the appreciation today is terrible. You save a man's life and he talk dirty about you. Go figure, right? Because when you look on the YouTube, who you see putting up the most videos? The Burleys, Mars Mathematics, my family. You see, go type in 52 blocks, hit the filter, videos put up in a week, and you see who's really working. Oh no, I missed it. No, then why he talking bad? That was a bad. Exactly. Crazy, right, Ricky? Crazy. I'm telling you, today, in today's time, the loser talks crazy. Back in my day, the loser shut up, he went home and he restudied, and he came back to be the winner. That's what the losers used to do back in my day. They went and they meditated, they did some reflection, some soul searching, they got back in the fight to win. These losers today, now they talk like they didn't win something. Like, nah, no, you ain't win nothing. You got beat up. You can't talk nothing about fighting until you avenge that loss or do something above that loss. You got beat up. Got hit so hard in the stomach, he almost shattered on himself. He almost shat his pants. I seen the look in his face. He wanted to shat his pants, but all the people was outside, so he tucked it back in. But he almost lost his lunch. He almost lost. That was a shot to the liver, perfectly placed. Go look at that shot. He put the left hook on his arm like Canelo, because I've been teaching my boys right. Go look at that. Young Burley left hooked his arm and put the right hand right on his liver. Boop! We surgeons with this. This is surgical. This is a surgical strike. We ain't just punching at you just for the sake of punching. No, you on the petri dish. We are dissecting you. Well, I'm looking through the microscope. We dissecting you. You on the dish. You gonna watch as your body falls apart. And that's what was happening to him. Look at his face towards the end of the fight. He was just out of it. He had that stupid look on his face. Yeah, yeah. Now you looking like Burt and Ernie from Sesame Street. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you see the end is near. I had to save his life, idiot. Then he talk crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But Rod tried again. He sent another student. Keith the Beast beat him up. It's terrible. People should watch from calling themselves teachers. If you ain't no teacher, don't call yourself a teacher. Be a teacher. And a teacher is different from a fighter. You can be a fighter, but that a fighter don't make you a teacher. A teacher is a different breed, baby. That's why, like I said, when you go on 52 blocks and you type in the search, you see my students out there. I'm a teacher. You see Tai Chi Burley. You see Bully Burley. You see Vegas Burley. Uh-huh. You see my people's out there rocking. Denmark Burley. Magic Burley. You see my people's out there putting out videos, breaking down the science. That's my boys. See, that's a teacher. A teacher is judged by his students. And who got the most students in the game of 52? And quality students. And students that have competed in MMA and boxing. So yeah, I stand alone. And that's why they really hate me in this 52 block game, because they know I stand alone. What I've done ain't been done. Even by the mother dares and the old 52 block fighters from way back in the day ain't do what I did. They ain't take it out the country. And there's no knock to these brothers. Because I jumped off the plateau that they built. That's how it's supposed to be, is levels to this ish. Like some young man is going to jump off the plateau I built, and salute to him. That's how it's supposed to be. He gonna do something I ain't do. But I did something the older 52 block men ain't do. Brought it to the world. And I showed them. Yo, LB, I've been studying Tommy the Hitman Hearns lately. I think he studied 52. His jab comes from anywhere. Oh, yeah, he was a javelin. He's a black man. Foundational black American. That jab was something different. And he can get on his bicycle and fight like Ali. Like Tommy could box too. Like, but he, like if Deontay Wilder could have learned a little, he could have been like Tommy Hearns. Like they both had kind of like Deontay Wilder's power was bigger, but they both had that thin frame, that linky frame of power. Like if he would have studied some Thomas the Hitman Hearns, he probably could have learned how to hide that right hand better. Ken Intelligence, salute from Chi to New York. Chi-Town in the house. Salute to all my Chi-Town warriors. Stay up, stay safe out there. Tommy didn't stew in the 52. No, he's just talking about all around. See, one thing about 52, 52 is a principle, people. It's not the style is one thing, the principle is another thing. The principle is defense. The jab is defense. The whole underline of 52 blocks is defense. And I think a lot of people are waiting to see shapes. And you can see some shapes. I'm not saying shapes can't be seen, but in the midst of real-time fighting, they are altered and they're so quick you may miss them. You're not going to see a Kung Fu movie. People are waiting to see the Kung Fu 52 block movie. You ain't going to see it. It's not going to look like that. Not under pressure. So there are a lot of elements to 52 that's beyond blocking, way beyond blocking. David Pollock, salute from the UK. Yo, David Pollock, I sent your package out. I remember your name. Your package is on its way. Thank you for your support. Is there something I had? I think everything is. Yeah, I think everything is in there. I do believe, yeah. Okay, because there was somebody that I didn't have enough amount of cards for. But yeah, your package is on the way. I appreciate your support. Your purchases. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the war, putting money in the war chest so we can keep fighting this good war and bring a good information on the world of fighting to the peoples that are prepared to listen and take the knowledge. This live is going well. I think I'm gonna have to start doing longer lives. It seems that it gets better after an hour. I usually stop after an hour, but it's good engagement happening in here. I got 20 people. I'm gonna get to the day where there's like 100 people in here. It's coming. Y'all share this video. Everybody in here, share this video. Tell your friends about this show. Let's get more people in the room. We may get somebody that want to challenge the debate. I love the debate. Thank you, man. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. That is my big input to 52. I took it to the world. Yo, big fam, I'm watching you more and more. I even went back and started taking the boxing class. Thanks, man. I'm checking in. That's what I'm talking about. Lag Jones, salute. Appreciate you, brother. And with principle, you will kill in the choreography. Hope it would be a classical HK. Oh, it's gonna be classic. I can't wait, man. I think that is the one job, I can do constantly because I'm a free spirit. I got a lot of Peter Pan in me because back in my heyday, I sold a lot of drugs, so it corrupted me in the way that I've been Peter Pan for a long time, but I've been very blessed. But if there was a job that I could wake up and do like 9 in the morning, be there on deck, it would be something like that. Choreography for fight scenes and more than just 52. I know Tai Chi, I do Bagua, wrestling, kickboxing, boxing. I could add a lot in there. I would love it. I think that's the perfect job for me. And trying to manifest it. They said you got to talk about it to manifest it. So I'm trying to manifest it. Hopefully. 50 Cent, he got BMF. I know he need a fight scene. I know he need a 52 block fight scene. And it's perfect. Perfect. A lot of gangsters, a lot of gangsters knew 52. You can easily merge that into that. Easily. Easy. So hopefully 50 see what I'm doing. And he's a cancer. We cancer brothers. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you see this and want to give a brother a shot. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Got nothing but faith. And I got a lot of weed to burn while I'm waiting. I'm patient. The weed is keeping me patient. They said patience is a virtue. No, patience is a joint. Over here in the Burleyism, patience ain't a virtue. Patience is a joint. I smoke me a joint and I chill out and be patient. And I'm still burning the same joint from earlier. This is excellent. It's burning slow. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Who we got in the building? Talk to me. Oh, we got 21 people and 30 likes. We got more likes than people in the building. Y'all know I like that. I like when that happens. I love when there's more likes than people in the building because that means people came, show love, put the thumbs up on this, get the video out. Thank you, people. If you want to bless me with some more likes, just smash that like button. Anybody who hasn't smash it now. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with smashing that like button if you ain't already smashed it, or maybe you forgot because the conversation was rolling. Don't even worry about it. Smash that like button. We still here. We still vibing. The triangle trade. I can't take credit from I've spoke on that story before about True God, the guy that was dating my cousin. He was the first one I seen it. I was like 12, 13. I came out the building. He was arguing with a dude. He had his hat, like that's when dudes used to wear their hat to the side. I ain't got no hat to show you, but the brim to the side. And he's standing in front of the dude and he looking stressed. The dude is yakking away and he moved and he bang, grabbed the brim of the hat, turned it to this side. The dude looked and he caught him, boop, and put him to sleep. It was just that fast. It wasn't even a fight. It was just a tricky move. He stole him. He literally stole him. But he stole him with the triangle trade. That was the first move I seen. So I wish I could take credit for that because it's a genius move. But no, I am not behind that. I give that move to True God from Queens. And he's in the book when crack became king. He used to work for Fat Cat out there. So real man, real people. This ain't like no made up people. Nah, these are real people, real life. I seen him. He was dating my cousin. He got kids with my cousin. Two of my cousin's kids is his. That's their father, and he worked for True God. He was, for Fat Cat. He was one of the enforcers. RZA needs you for a live action black facts. Samurai, where RZA at. Tell RZA stop playing. If anybody knew, I was signed to Wu-Tang Records. I was signed to Razor Sharp Sony. RZA owes me that because they ain't put our albums out. They shattered on us. So RZA owes me that. I signed the contract, man. He got money off of us. It was a hustle. The way they was breaking it down, the way they was hustling people. And I thought he was going to put me out. They signed you. He signed us to a 10-year deal. Now the whole deal was worth like $1 million and some change to 10 years, which is not a lot for each album. But this is how they hustle because it was Razor Sharp Sony. So this is how they hustle the record company. This is what they was doing. So they go to Sony like we just signed this group, 10-year deal, bang, $1 million some change. Sony immediately gives them upfront money, at least half of it, maybe 500,000, who knows, whatever, half of it. They come back to us. Out of that money, they gave us 25,000 and kept the rest. Then they go back to Sony and say, "Oh, the group was a flop," and Sony writes you off. It was a genius scheme they were doing, and we got caught up in it. But I really thought they was going to put our album out, but they didn't. So RZA owes me one. He got money off of me. He ate off of me. He needs to pay that back. Somebody tell RZA, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? He know who we are. We signed them contracts. He know who we are. His cousin Divine signed this. His name is Divine. That's right. I'm naming names. Let you know we was there. Yeah. All righty. We coming to the end of the blizzard. To the end of the joint. I want to thank everybody who joined me for this live. Coffee and Weed will be back. We're going to do it just as big. As always, hands up, chin down, rumble, young man rumble.